Feeling great, again, I was just talking to Rob back here that, just to be, on this match today and, to be part of this, like around us here, there's just, the prime of Jiu-Jitsu all times, so it's not only the event, but everything that makes part of this environment, being here, and feeling the vibe of Jiu-Jitsu, feeling the roots of Jiu-Jitsu all around you, listening to the history from the guys and becoming part of this party here is amazing. I trained my whole life to be here to make part of this history. So I came here to make history, I came here to be the champion, and let's do this. I'm feeling great today, man. Everybody came here to win, nobody stepped on this mat if they didn't really believe that, they could do it. Just as I think so, and just go there and blast it, give it my best, and do the thing that I most love to do in my life, fight Jiu-Jitsu. I always say that Jiu-Jitsu, that Jiu-Jitsu is a way of life. It's not only, like the sport, of competing, being tough, and submitting people, and being athletic. Jiu-Jitsu has many ways proved to everybody who is part of the community already how important it is for people to develop themselves into better persons, or even into finding themselves inside of them. A lot of people, they have lived through life, but they're not courageous enough to actually stand for themselves, or actually find themselves on what they love to do, and through Jiu-Jitsu, and through the confidence that Jiu-Jitsu brings to their lives, they're actually able to get out of their shell and actually becoming who they want to be. That's very important. And of course, all the exposure that Jiu-Jitsu brings to you against other people, different realities, like different community, make them open their eyes for something different. It transforms people into better creatures. And man, I have seen this happening countless times. People finding themselves inside of the sport. It has changed my life and the life of so many who are around me in so many ways that I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful for being able to be part of Jiu-Jitsu, to be someone who can influence people into being part of this community and this beautiful sport. We have a huge challenge in our lives because we can always be a good role model and a bad role model to everybody who surrounds us, So I make sure that to transform every one of the guys who are around me in superheroes. I tell them every day, and that's something that I say in my seminars, be your superhero. Sometimes we expect too much from other people, or we want people to be like this, like that, but really in the end of the day we can't change nobody but ourselves. The only thing we can do in this life is actually be as good as we can possibly be. So I try to give this touch to everybody who I can actually be around, like, man, be your superhero, be a good role model to everybody who's around you. my whole life to get here. I could never even dream to have the life I have today. Just to live from Jiu-Jitsu and being successful and being someone who is surrounded of good people and have the life that I have. I feel really blessed just to be who I am today. Just to, to have the things I have. I'm just thankful. I always tell everybody, and I always tell my friends, and I make sure that all of the guys from Jiu-Jitsu, I tell them, like João Gabriel, he's really young and he was coming here, I was like, man, keep it humble, you have a great future, because sometimes guys don't realize how important it is to be who we are and like how good we do to people, with everything we do with Jiu-Jitsu, and you gotta be conscious about that. I did 2 colleges. I did business and fitness in Brazil before I come to US, and I could never stand it. I opened my gym when I was still a purple belt. There's no other thing in life that I can do but Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu is my lifestyle. I breathe Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu run through my veins. I wake up, the only thing I want to do is train. The saddest day in the whole life for me is when I'm hurt, and I can't step on the mat. Jiu-Jitsu has gave me everything. Jiu-Jitsu has saved my life, So whenever you really want something, you shouldn't do that thing because you want money or because you want to be successful. Or you gotta do because you love. And I really love Jiu-Jitsu. I really love my lifestyle. I really love to have a lot of people around me and my friends, and being able to help them and make them feel better about themselves and increase their confidence, and I think that's everything, so we do a really good thing, and we have that life. So the good thing, when people sign to my register in my school, or when they talk to me about Jiu-Jitsu, I say, man, Jiu-Jitsu is not martial art. As soon as you get here, this is the craziest day of your life, because you're gonna get hooked to it, and it's gonna be your life from now on. This is gonna be your lifestyle, and it really becomes, right? Everybody's addicted.
Afunda, caralho! Não vai botar aí! Fica eco, cara! Busca do meu pai! Now it feels hot, Fica eco, mano! Você pode ajudar, cara!
I was in Brazil. I had lived in US before, and my dad wanted me to go live in Europe, and I had to have an excuse not to go to Europe. And I told Dad, okay, I'm gonna open a Jiu-Jitsu gym. I have never even thought about opening a Jiu-Jitsu gym. I used the only trainer. I never even helped my teacher to stretch. But I had to find an excuse in Brazil. And my dad looked at me, you want a Jiu-Jitsu gym? I said, yeah, I want a Jiu-Jitsu gym. He was like, alright, let's do it. And he gave me my first school when I was once I was purple belt, back in 2003. And it grew, and today we have 16 branches around the world. I have 32 black belts under me. I have changed a bunch of people's lives, and it has been an amazing story since then. You feel it like when you really love something. I think things in life, like, you gotta be courageous, I was broke, having a Jiu-Jitsu gym in Brazil, there's no future, I never thought going to US or anything. I was just living my life, having my Jiu-Jitsu gym. I never thought about making money, I was just, living the life. But whenever, like I told you, whenever you do things from your heart, opportunities will come. You gotta be ready for them. So whenever the opportunity came to me about going to US in 2007, when the first Worlds in US, I was like, I gotta do this, man. This is my dream. I have no I was like still living with my parents and I had everything on my hands. I said, man, I gotta get out of here and, you know, fight my own life. So I came to Miami. I had no money in my pocket. I didn't have money to eat. I slept on the mats for 6 months, and I would cry every day. Man, I gotta go back to Brazil. You know, like my family, I have everything there. I'm a king there. What I'm doing here? Like a bum. You know, I don't even have money to eat. Eating like a $1 from CVS food there. You know, but I was like, no, I came here and I gotta go through it. You know, so like in life, you gotta bleed. Sweat's too easy. You gotta bleed for your dreams. You gotta really believe it so much, and you gotta want it so much that, you know, there's no barriers for you and there's nothing gonna hold you down. You know what I mean? You gotta break the chains, and you know, and many times I was like, man, I can't be successful with it. I have nobody to train with. I have nothing, you know, nobody to support me, nobody to present me to anything. How gonna do this? You know what I mean? There's no light at the end of the tunnel. But there was something inside of my heart saying, man, this is your life. Jiu-jitsu is your life. Face it.
The winner of that number 2 is Abreu.
Everything comes because always you gotta give it up your best. Whenever you share your best with people, whenever you give it your best, whenever you always present, you know, like a good thing to people, people tend to come back for you with the same thing, you know. And I always try to give my best to everybody. And life gave everything back to me, you know. I got opportunities. I traveled the whole world teaching jiu-jitsu. I was for 3 years one of the guys that taught the most number of seminars in the whole world. So I made to make so many friends all around, and I have a really successful gym in Miami, Florida, and I have many branches who are really successful everywhere around. I only have true people around me, you know. Everybody's so nice, and that's how it is. You know, you surround yourself with good people and people who truly love what you do, and it happens. Of course, there's a huge gap. You know, people say there are black belts and black belts. Whenever you're gonna get your black belt, you know, you're gonna start all over again. You know what I mean? And there's nothing you can do. Right now, I'm 11 years in a black belt. You know, I've been competing in a high level for a long time, and I still have just so much for me to learn. When you get your black belt and you look back, you see that it was just a road that you have to finish to actually begin your journey. So the journey starts at black belt. Now in the beginning, of course, it's gonna be hard, but as you go, you're gonna tough it up, and you're gonna feel what gaps you have to cover. And through that experience, you're gonna have to put time, put effort, put dedication, and of course fall 6 times and stand up 7, and keep on going, and take the best out of that experience and actually succeed. You have to graduate first, and when you graduate, you're gonna get that stuff, and then it's up to you what you're gonna do with it. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of people who they just want to get the diploma and then they retire. You know what I mean? They hide behind that belt. Oh, I got it. Okay, so now what? And there's those guys who get that and actually make something with it. I get my black belt, so what kind of black belt am I want to be? Am I really gonna live for this? Is this gonna be, what kind of meaning this is gonna have to me?
limpa as costas. Get out.
And there's nothing wrong or right of whatever you choose to do with your black belt, because for different people, jiu-jitsu has different meaning on their lives. A lot of people, they already have their profession, they have their family there, whatever. So that's just an escape for them to, to relax, see their friends, hang out, and there's nothing wrong with it. But there's a bunch of us who actually chose to have jiu-jitsu as our lives. And then you're gonna have to actually step up and see what's up. The things that have value in life, that are the things that you can't buy, man. Like, all the good things in life you can't buy, money can't buy, and that's being successful to me. Being successful is having families, do the things you love to do with honesty, you know what I mean, and helping people, and having having to donate yourself into making other people happy, and that's what being successful for me. So like, my success depends on all the good things I try to do around me. It's just like everything in life, when you plant good seeds, you can only collect good seeds. I'm still planting, and it came in the best way possible. So this business is successful for me. It's nice to do extra activities, like to sometimes clear your mind a little bit. I'm not just a fighter, like I have my businesses and I have a lot going on all the time. And when I'm on the gym, there's just so much information coming all the time, you know what I mean? Like, I have to take care of my students, I have to take care of myself, I have to train, I have to manage the camp, you know what I mean? And I have so much going on. I have my other business happening, and I have meetings and a bunch of stuff going on all the time, and I have to exchange information. So it's good for me to sometimes pull myself out of that and throw myself in nature, on nature, because that's to a relief, for me to get out of that. So I love pedal boarding, I love cycling too, and go around, get some wind in the face, and actually feel alive, to get out of that a little bit, clear your mind, and actually to understand, because sometimes when you're in the eye of the hurricane, sometimes it's really hard for you to realize everything is happening. But because you're doing so much stuff, you don't even get to enjoy it, or you don't get to see what you're doing, because it's too much information, it's too much things are going on at the same time that you gotta process. So whenever I take myself out of that and I get to relax a little bit, gotta take myself out of this, to go closer to nature, do other sports or something that you like, that's awesome, man. Look, everything is going on, you know what I mean?
Like, this is such a blessing, and it's the stuff that makes you want to go on, because I can't talk for anybody else, but I'm sure, I have no doubt that you have had really horrible moments in your journey, you too, and you think, man, maybe this is, why not quit and stop and do something else in life? At least I have had it, like turning points like that. But like I was saying in the last seminar I had, after you taught me to share my heart with the people, the good stuff in jiu-jitsu is so much heavier than the bad stuff. That the little troubles that you go through and the hardships, they almost don't exist,
No, they do, but the stuff is you gotta be bigger than it.
Yeah.
Inside of you. You know what I mean? You can never hold anything
but
back.
The joy is bigger also.
The joy is much bigger.
It's much bigger.
But it's up to you to understand that and to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just so many good things and positive things that Jiu-Jitsu brought to our lives.
Yeah.
And even better, There's just so much things that we could inspire other people to see on the sport we practice.
Pretty much work out every day, but Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays usually strength and conditioning, where I do like powerlifting or like Olympic weightlifting and stuff. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays usually is to do like agility, or just for me to do like my own workouts, you know, like just go to, it's on my own, I just do and play with whatever I want, doing like some weightlifting and, you know, and picking up some heavy weights. You know, like, even because, man, like my strength and conditioning coach want to push me even more on the agility stuff. Man, if I don't carry weights, you know what I mean, if I don't do strength, it feels like I'm not training. So please let me still lift, you know what I mean. I love lifting weights, man. So it makes me feel alive, you know. So I'm lifting Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays doing agility. And then we do train every day. I never let go of the gi. So Mondays and Fridays gi, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays no gi, you know, wrestling and no gi. So I've been working really good, man, because on Monday, you know, like the wrestling and no gi, it's really brutal on your body. So what we do is, like, on Mondays and Fridays, we try to just, you know, boost the resistance, you know. So we do 10 rounds of 10 minutes, you know, on the gi. It's harder to hurt, you know, in same time. It's just like if you're running on the sand, you know, people grabbing on you, you gotta push yourself more, you know. So it's good to start the week like that, because, you know, Monday you're like half dead, you know, like you had the whole weekend, and it feels like Monday is at least for me, is always the worst day of the week. You know, it's the hardest day. Your body is still gotta has to activate. You know, man, it feels like, you know, I go train, everything is like stiff. You know, I put a lot of weight during the weekend because I eat everything I want. You know what I mean? Monday is always the hardest day, so it's better for me to train on the gi, you know, to get it back and to push myself and to lose a lot of weight, because it makes you sweat a lot, you know. So then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday no gi, you know, a lot of no gi, a lot of wrestling, you know, we push ourselves a lot. And then on Friday we're half broke already, because we trained so much, you know, weightlifting and jiu-jitsu, that on Friday again, you know, your body's already shutting down, you know, you're already tired and stuff. So then we do it again, you know. So training the gi again is good, because you can control better the match. But even though we're gonna train more rounds, you know, so we're gonna get your conditioning going, and it was just perfect. It was just perfect. It was really, really nice. You know, and then weekends, of course, you know, go pedal board, go do something to ourselves. Man, it was a great weekend, you know. Had a great time here in China. You know, I had a good category, you know, like got some nice fights, you know. I'm really happy with my performance here, you know. Of course, came for the gold, but now we have open class. Gonna give 100% to bring the gold back to Miami in the open class. Os guys. My will was so strong. When I got there, I was like, I'm doing this. I got all the way up to here, and I never even thought that I would have the life I have. Now I'm here. I can be the man. You know, I'm gonna be the #1 in the world. I'm gonna conquer my dream right now. On this level, there's no room for mistake. when I was in the final of the open class, I worked my whole life to get there, you know what I mean? I'm someone who, I have my own team, I made my whole life, I made my whole jiu-jitsu by myself. I never had someone to coach me or someone to help me out on my training, someone even to teach me how to train. And I made my way to Miami, and I made my way to have a successful school and everything by myself, on my own, without nobody helping me out. And I went to Miami, and little by little I started achieving like great things in jiu-jitsu, but I thought you could only achieve so much, you know what I mean, because I didn't have that strong base that a lot of these guys have, like Bochecha himself. When I got on the final of the open class, I was like, I'm here to represent everything I fought my whole life to. And I did it, you know, I came 100% on the heart. I put the strategy down to a path, you know, I did everything, I fought with my heart. Every position I gained, I had 100%, you know, like I had great conditioning training with Ferrino, like, which my brother has been training me since I moved to Miami, and man, I was feeling a beast, you know what I mean, really strong and really ready for this. All of my guys in Miami helped me out a lot. We trained together, you know, and they gave me confidence to, you know, to make it happen. And when I was there, I was like, I'm gonna do this, you know, and I felt on Bochecha. When I started, like, before the point started, I took him down to ice past his guard, and I felt that he didn't have it. So, you know, I just made sure to keep it, you know, safe, because he's really dangerous, he's really good. I mean, he's the best in the world, all weights, for 2 consecutive years, have been winning everything. I have fought with him in Abu Dhabi on the gi, and he beat me on Abu Dhabi in a really close match, but he beat me there, and he beat me today before this match, and I was like, I gotta do this, and I did it. You know, it was perfect. Everything run, like everything looked like everything I touched, it was just perfect. You know, like God gave me a light. I'm Christian, you know, I really believe in God, and this morning God told me that, you know, that I could do everything on Him if I trust Him, and I did, and it happened. You gotta believe it, man. You gotta believe it. You know, like life is like this. It's a shot. You give a shot at something, and you never know the real answer for it. You know, you gotta give a shot, and you know, it may be the right thing or maybe not. But if you don't take that shot, you're never gonna know. You know, so if you really believe, and if you really want, if you really love what you do, take that shot. Believe in yourself. You know. It's hard to get out of our comfort zone, you know, but I think that's the best thing that everyone can do, you know, get out of the comfort zone and really throw himself at the world, and let's see what happens, you know. So you grow up as a person, you grow up like inside of you, you know, and I have many guys who does it. So how? Believe in it. Believe in it. So if I can do, man, everyone can. You know, so I just want to be the real proof that whenever you really believe in your dreams, and whenever you really want something, whenever you have faith and you have a good heart, the world conspires to make it happen for you, you know. So I feel so good, man.
Desce o coração na parada, viado.
Coração tá ficando mais gelado, porra!
Ei, que horas são aí? Sabe?
Quanto tempo?